All right, Cancer, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And I like to see that the energy is shifting for you guys. And it doesn't surprise me, though. Coming out of the Leo North Node and into Cancer, I even feel better. My North Node was in Leo. But that North Node return was shitty as hell. So now, moving into Cancer, I feel more at ease. And some of you should be feeling the same thing, although what you pulled in Moonology is a little bit contradicting to that, but we'll get to that. So basically what you have here is the Empress and the Hierophant. So Gaia's garden, fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow, but then you also have by the book. Because of your ability to stick to your values and your traditional values, whatever that may be, it has brought you abundance in your life in such a way where you are not in a place of wanting, but are you seeing it though, right? Would be the only question. Now, for some of you, absolutely, you're gaining like great success in your life right now, but it's only because you're able to stick to a set way of doing something, right? Whatever your values are, it has led you to abundance, and that's basically it. But with Gaia's garden, the only thing that it does say is that just make sure that you are grateful, that you hold that gratitude, that, you're in a place of anything you could ever want is right there for you. Now, and, where things should be calm, you should be feeling a little bit calmer. For some of you, it may not be that way, but it's exciting though, and that's the thing. So you have the super moon, which I think is perfect for you guys. Emotions are running high. It says, success is close. I just must trust. If that's not a fucking tongue twister. And then it says, a resolution to your question is closer than you may think. Don't ignore the obvious. Something exciting lies ahead. And make sure you don't blow events out of proportion. So your emotions may be like really ecstatic is what I feel like with this. But that's only because things have become really successful for you, which is great, right? But stick to those values that led you there. Here is your overall. Oh my God, Cancer. Why? What? The Page of Swords. Now, let's look at this in a positive light, okay? Even though I hate this little bastard, drives me nuts. The Page of Swords being the overall could be saying that, we need to pay attention to detail right now. Maybe we need to ask some more questions and get some more information. If you are dealing with a setback or if you're dealing with news that is not exactly what you wanted to hear, this is saying that as long as you use intelligence and grace, you should be able to get through it just fine. So, we'll see here how this Page of Swords is playing out. But, a lot of you guys know I have serious issues with this one. But we'll see. Oh, in the past, strength. So, needing to find courage and strength to continue forward. And continue forward in your values, for sure. But if you're receiving some, I don't want to say upsetting news. I just want to say, unexpected, not so great news, right? Man, I didn't want to have to deal with that, but I guess I have no choice. I have to find the inner strength here to continue. Now, on the other hand, though, with the Page of Swords, this may be that you're needing to find the courage to continue with something right now, despite the fact that somebody is not going to answer your questions. Okay, because I'm not going to lie, I look at that and I think not having full disclosure, having half-truths. But I also look at this is if you are dealing with somebody who isn't giving you the full story, when you do, get those answers, it may be one of those things like, why didn't you just tell me? That's kind of how I look at that with the Page of Swords. Like, we could have avoided a lot of conflict if you would have just told me that, Okay, in the present moment, the Queen of Cups. So, in terms of you, I feel good about her, although, I've said many times before that she is, emotionally open to a point where she can be taken advantage of. Now, this could be that for some of you, you're needing to find strength to stick with something, even though you're not getting the answers that you want, or you're not getting the full story, or you don't have all the information, but it may be because right now your emotional side is tugging at you. You know, because I look at her and think emotional investment, not so much obsession in this case, but you know, it's your heart's being pulled is what I feel like. And that may be because of a person. And again, male, female, could be another water sign, or we could be dealing with an air sign, and a very immature one at that. And that's not saying that all air signs are that way. Okay, let me just be clear on that. But I feel a longing, though, too, in my heart. Yeah, yep. Future conditions, the Knight of Cups. So, I don't see it as a no. Let me just say that. So if you are the one here who is trying to find the strength to follow your heart and make an offer, I don't see the Page of Swords as exactly a no, but we're still looking at communication that you weren't expecting, that you don't really want to hear, you know. Whatever comes out of the mouth of the Page of Swords for me is like, damn it, I didn't want to hear that, please, you know. But it may be that you're needing to find the strength to continue to follow your heart and to either accept an offer or to make an offer based on how you're feeling emotionally right now with the Queen of Cups to someone, despite the fact that you don't have, you know, absolute truth. But I need to see what's going on in your environment. You know how that goes for me. Okay. I gotcha, Cancer. I see what's happening here. The Eight of Swords is your best path to follow. This could be about communication, about somebody who cannot move forward, or they feel like they're stuck in a situation, or it could be about you feeling like you're stuck. But again, when we look at the Eight of Swords, it's our thoughts that, you know, we put in place that makes us think that we can't move forward. But I have to wonder if for some of you, it's like needing to find the strength because your heart, you know, wants this, right? Or wants to make a connection with somebody, or wants to take an offer. But there may be like a setback here between either you or another person. And that may be the upsetting news with the Page of Swords. I feel like I'm rambling, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to make this as coherent as possible. But I got it. Like, I understand it. And I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. I just see it as temporary. But then when I go back to, you know, the Oracle cards here, if we're talking about a love situation, and let's, you know, with the cups coming through, yeah, absolutely, that could be what this is about. If we're talking about, you know, not exactly getting the best news here, maybe because, you know, somebody is in a situation that they can't get out of. And if we're talking about it in terms of traditional values, it may be, well, I want to do this, but I don't want to do this if somebody else is going to get hurt or if somebody else is involved, if that makes sense. But yeah, clearly here, you're going to have to look at, you know, what the setback is, you know, and is somebody really truly stuck, or is it just that they think that they can't get out of a situation? But are you making an offer regardless, or are they making an offer to you? And that, like I said, with the Knight of Cups, could be about love or an emotional connection. But it's, for some of you, absolutely, it could just straight up be like a really good offer that you want to take and you want to follow your heart on. But there may be things that are preventing you from, you know, fully experiencing it, so to speak. Oh, oh, Cancer. We have to do things by the book. You have to do things by the book. You know, and then I go back to reap what you sow. But this did show up as an ally for you, so you can have everything that you could ever want as long as you stick to your values, right? The Three of Cups being in your environment, looking at the Queen of Cups, definitely we could be talking about, you know, being pulled but not wanting to be the third party, which may be where, you know, this like longing is kind of coming from. I need more, I need to have more, but you know, this may not be exactly the best situation to get involved with, especially if you're dealing with somebody who is involved somewhere else. You know, and this is kind of like what I was talking about before. You know, I don't want to do this if somebody else is going to be hurting. And that may be a part of you that is like looking at it in terms of right and wrong, which absolutely makes sense. But we're still looking at you wanting to go with this regardless. But, it's no wonder why the Page of Swords is the overall. And it may be that, this situation is going to stay like this for a little bit, and maybe things are not going to progress the way that you want. But for some of you, absolutely, there may be feelings either coming off of you big time or off of another person. The emotions between you and someone else are really strong. But we don't want to be a third party, but you're still trying to find the strength to do what's right here, I think. But the Knight of Cups being the right thing to do with the Page of Swords, okay, I question that a little bit. Okay, your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Pentacles, what you would like to have is a new beginning, especially if you are the one that is stuck right now or feel like you're stuck in a situation. But I'm telling you, that Three of Cups is going to have to do with other people. And other people that may be influencing someone on an emotional level, making them think that they're not going to be able to kind of move forward with where their heart is leading them. But you're hoping here for something that, is going to be like long lasting. It's the beginning here, and you're wanting to start this, but you want to be realistic and practical. You want to have something to show for this. So it's not, being caught up in the emotion or the passion. We're really looking at, you creating an opportunity here that is going to take you the long haul. Wow, Cancer. And then coming out, you have the Queen of Wands. I want to clarify her. Well, I'm going to anyway, but I might have to clarify that Knight of Cups too. The Queen of Wands, right? We could be talking about, another influence, right? Or we could be talking about the way that you're feeling coming out, feeling a little bit better, being able to follow your heart despite a setback. But we need to do things the right way. That's kind of what I keep going back to. Now, it may be that somebody needs to end a situation, and maybe they need to start telling the truth so that, this can be realized between, you and someone. But the Queen of Wands, you're talking about, somebody who is very attractive. People are attracted to her. She has this great energy. But on the reverse side with the Page of Swords, right? And then looking at the Three of Cups. So your third party situation just stays within your environment. It's not going to play out in a way where it's going to be affecting the outcome. Let me just be clear on that, okay? Because I did worry a little bit about her possibly being, the third influence here that may be disrupting something. Whether you're male, female, if you're both males, or if you're both females, none of that shit matters to me. I've been very vocal about that recently. I don't think it should matter what the meat suit looks like. If you love somebody, you love somebody, and that's all there is to it. Now, the Lovers. I think that all of this with the Queen of Wands, I think that for you, there is a passion and a drive, and you have the ability to make something happen. But I think that you're feeling a lot better because better communication definitely starts to come in. And I don't think that it's somebody just telling you what you want to hear. But I think that on an emotional level, somebody may be having a difficulty with this, whether it's about you or the other person that you're dealing with, because there is another influence that's going to be in the environment. Now, for a lot of you, despite setbacks, though, looking at the Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups, this absolutely could be some celebration here. You pulled through, and you've gotten past anything that may have been blocking this. And you move into the Knight of Cups, you move into the Queen of Wands, you're starting to take action here. And this may be, the celebration of this actually coming to be, right? So the Lovers, and again, relationship, love, for a lot of you, this is exactly what this is going to be about. Finding the strength to make the choice to continue to follow this love, this passion. You don't have the wands showing up in here at all except for her, but I feel the attraction and the passion coming off of her big time. But you're going to have to make that choice. Do you let this stop this situation from happening, or do you work your way around it? But again, we have to do things the right way. That's important. But with the Page of Wands and looking at the Queen of Cups, again, there's this longing in her heart that I feel. But with the Page of Wands, and again, right, the passion. But I look at this more so as communication. You're getting ready to take a path that you have not taken before. But the passion and the drive is going to push you forward. And it's good. I see this as a good thing. And then you have the Fool, and you're all in. I'm all about it. I'm all in. Or somebody else is getting past where they feel like they've been stuck, possibly having to do with another person, and they are headfirst into it. And I don't see it as a risk. I really do see the Knight of Cups as a good thing here, which is shocking. Thank you, Cancer. But I look at this as this is beautiful. The clarifiers for her are great. So for a lot of you, you're going to be feeling really good. I think coming out of this, once we get past, what's kind of going on here with the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Having that communication that you didn't want to hear, but having the strength to pull through this and get out of a situation where, you feel stuck, or it's out of your hands. You feel like you couldn't do anything about it. It's really about whether or not somebody else becomes unstuck, and it's definitely happening in future conditions. And then wisdom. And I kind of attach that though with by the book. Having the clarity and wisdom to do what is right, to get to everything that you've ever been wanting, especially in terms of a relationship. But assurance, this is a reminder that the universe is giving you assurance that everything's going to be fine, right? But for some of you, absolutely, I need assurance. And once you have that assurance, that's where clarity comes in, and you start using, your inner wisdom here when it comes to making the choice on this, or acting on this, or following through with it. But the Fool, right? We're all in. We're all in. Love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth, and then you have spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. And again, the longing, right? But love is all around you, meaning that I think that if there is a spiritual connection, or you feel that spiritual connection with somebody, this is letting you know that, it's all around you right now, and you are on the right track. That's kind of how I feel about that, right? There's a reason for this, I think, for some of you. Wow, man. But absolutely, this spiritual connection and the longing in the heart feels so strong. But that love is supporting you. That's why it's all the way around you. So it's not just you, but the person that you have this connection with. Holy shit, Cancer. I want to know. I want to hear about it. Because this isn't bad. This looks really good.